Welcome. This lesson is about catalogs. What is a catalog? Why does Adobe Photoshop Elements, or what I call PSE, even use them? Well, according to Adobe, it represents all the media files that you have stored on your computer or other storage media or any subset of them. Your media files can range from photos to videos to audio or graphics. Now, you can use the default My Catalog forever and never worry about this. Or maybe you're a photographer and you would like a separate catalog for your photography work, and maybe one for your personal life, and maybe another catalog if you're a teacher. It's up to you. Now, I've created a catalog just for this class, and it's called Rename Me, which we'll appropriately do in a second. Now, how would you get to the catalog? Would you click on Edit? No, because I'd only edit photos. To get to the catalog, you would you would need to be in the organizer. So click on the organizer from the welcome screen. This will open up the organizer, and you'll go to File, Catalog. This will open up the Catalog Manager dialog box, and it gives you a brief description of what the Catalog Manager does. You also have some options here. You can have catalogs accessible by all users, which is probably the default one that you have selected. You can have catalogs accessible by the current user, which is the one I'm using because I have a separate account on this computer, or you can choose a custom location. You also have the options over here on the right hand side. You can create a new catalog. Let's do it for fun here. So you would select new, and then type let's say for photography. So PHOTOGRAPHY, photography, and this would create a new catalog, which would be the current catalog, which would be called photography. Now, how would you know that? Let me lift the screen up and show you. Notice on the bottom left over here, it says photography. That indicates to me I'm in the photography catalog. I also know that I have 0 items in my catalog from this date. Okay. Let me move my screen back. Now let's go to File, Catalog. Now that we have 2 catalogs, one is current, which is the photography one, and the other catalog, which was appropriately called Rename Me. Let's say you want to remove a catalog. In order to remove a catalog, you need 2, at least 2. And it cannot be the current one. Watch, if I select the current, the remove button is dimmed or grayed out. If I select Rename Me, I can remove it, but I don't want to do that. Okay, so let's open Rename Me and make it the current catalog. And how would we do that? We would select it and click Open. Watch what happens. It switches excuse me, to the Rename Me catalog. How do you know? Let's move the screen again and I'll show you. Look at the bottom left. Rename Me. One item as shown here. This is the current catalog. Let's go back to the Catalog Manager. And now let's remove that photography catalog because we don't need it in this course. Select it and click Remove. This will remove the catalog from your computer. Let's say that you had some photos in that photography catalog. It would not remove those photos from your computer. It just removed the catalog, just so you know. Okay. Now, if you had Photoshop Elements 8 or 9, when you open up the Catalog Manager, it may ask you to convert your catalog to the current version, and that's what this little button does. If you can convert previous versions of Photoshop Elements to the current version. Okay, let's rename our catalog to PSE class. Select Rename Me, which is the current catalog. Click Rename, and we'll call it PSE class. This will be the name of our course. Click OK, and it's been renamed for you. Now, I want to talk about a couple other buttons here. You can optimize your catalog. This will redo your cache to make it faster. Okay. If you have problems with your catalog, you can repair it. I don't have any errors, basically because it's new, so it'd be pretty hard to have an error. But click OK. But I just want to let you know those options are there. Now, if you notice the PSE class is the current catalog, my Open button is not highlighted. Why is that? Well, it's not open because it's already open. It's the current catalog. Okay, so we would click Cancel. And again, let me show you. Our new Rename Me catalog, which was the previous catalog, has now been renamed to PSE class, and it has one item as shown here. Okay, now there are some rules to catalogs, which I'm sure you're excited about, so let's go over them. Just a few. Really, it's not that much. Photoshop Elements, or PSE, does not contain the actual media file, just a link to them. This is why you must do everything in Photoshop Elements in order to maintain that link. Now, if you use Windows Explorer and you go outside of Photoshop Elements, we can reconnect it, which I'll show you later. But it's better to do everything in Photoshop Elements. It streamlines it, makes it efficient, and your catalog can account for everything. And trust me, you can do everything in your catalog, as you'll see later. Remember that your catalog, PSE class, is like a database. It contains all the media about your files, name, the format, the location, the keyword tags, the date, and so on. This catalog will keep track and update automatically your photos, video files, audio, and other media items. Excuse me. Most important, you can back up or synchronize, but only one catalog at a time. Not two, but one catalog at a time. It's important to note that when you back up your catalog, make sure you include the catalog file, because that's kind of like the meta file that describes what's going on inside. If you don't include that, then it's not gonna know where or what smart tags or what albums are linked to what. And I'll describe that later, but I'm just, giving you a heads up. Mac OS cannot access catalogs present on a network drive. Windows can. Macs back up to hard drives. They don't back up to CDs or DVDs. I kind of find that interesting. And most important, the catalog retains a link, not the actual file and organizer. Just remember that. I just want to revisit that again and again. And remember that your Photoshop Elements contains many search, move, and organizing features that will satisfy anyone. So now that we have our catalog called what? PSE class, we will need to import the files for use in this course, and I will show you in the next lesson. Thank you.